Hey guys, I am coming to you from the backyard today. It is almost noon. It is halfway through March and it's a little chilly today. You can see I have a couple of layers on, but it's definitely warm enough for me to do a couple of things outside. I want to sort out the compost and maybe start doing a little bit of spring cleaning for me. So I have a few things on the list today. As usual, I have work in a couple of hours, so we're going to see how much I can get done today. But the first thing I'm going to tackle today is the compost. I am one of those, I want to say, lazy composters. We don't have enough space out here for me to have a big compost pile, a big compost heap to do hot composting. I hope to have that one day, but today what I do is I do compost in garbage cans, really. Keeps everything together, keeps it pretty neat. I did research on this a couple of years ago, and it seemed like a good option for suburban gardeners if you wanted to do composting. Doesn't upset the neighbors. There's not really issues with critters. So I'm not going to so much go through that technique. I can if everybody's really curious, but there's a lot of other videos out there that go through that composting. But like I said, I'm pretty lazy with it. So over the winter, I haven't really done much. We actually haven't done that much composting because all of the bins have been full and I didn't want to go out in the cold and sort through things and do all of that stuff. So because of that, things have sort of piled up. So I need to potentially go turn the compost pile a little bit. I need to switch things from one garbage pan to the other so that I can clear things up so we can continue composting our scraps from inside. Because the funny thing is, at least for me, once I started composting, I feel really guilty when I don't. You know, when I crack some eggs and I don't throw it in the composter, when I have, leftover veggie scraps and I'm throwing it in the garbage and not putting it in the composter, I feel really guilty. So let's get to it. So I'm on the side of the house now. This is where we have the composting set up. Sorry for the mess, guys. It's a little messy out here. Some of this is junk that we have yet to throw out, and I think that needs to be part of my goals for this year is to clean all this stuff out. Cleaning out the garage is definitely a goal. Cleaning out the shed is a goal. So lots of plans for cleaning this year. So we're on the side of the house. This is the empty container. So this is and don't hold me to this, I'm making this up a little bit. I think this is a 32-gallon container. 45. I wasn't that far off. A 45-gallon container that I just got at one of the big box stores. And you can see I poked a whole bunch of holes in the side. Just using my drill that you guys have seen me use. It was a little tedious. I think most of the videos that I've seen would tell you to also poke some in the top so rain can get in. For some reason, I didn't want to do that, so I didn't do that. I think enough water gets in even through the sides. And I have this one, which is currently empty. And there's another one back here. That same setup. This is the original one that I got. It's a little bit smaller. This one's a 32-gallon. And this one has some compost in it right now. So on top, I just have a bunch of leaves. And at the bottom is probably the rest of the compost. I think I'm going to leave this container. That's going to be the one that I leave. Let it keep composting and not add to that one. And I'm going to start anew with this one. If I'm remembering correctly, probably what happened is the bigger one is the one that in the fall, after I cleaned out the vegetable beds, I redressed them with some compost that I bought as well as this compost. So that's why this one is empty. So from this one, I'm going to refill this one now. And this is going to be the new set of compost. When the smaller container is done later on in the year, I'm going to use that one to dress the beds and go from there. That's sort of how I do my rotation with the composting. Not really huge or sophisticated, but works pretty well. So now I'm back in the backyard, just to kind of show you what's going on. So that smaller container is usually the one that we keep in the house. That's the one that I will put all of the scraps into. And then I come out here and it gets dumped in this smaller container. And once this guy is full, this is the one that gets dumped into the bigger containers on the side of the house. But what's happened is, like I said, I wasn't coming outside. I wasn't really refilling everything. So this one is full. The small silver one is full. So we have a bunch of stuff that basically needs to be composted. Whew. Oh man, this is heavy. I think I'm gonna get the girl apart. This is definitely smelly. Composting in and of itself is not smelly, but I left the compost so long in the closed containers without any holes, the ones that I'm about to put in here have definitely gone anaerobic. And once it's gone anaerobic, then it's smelly. When the compost is in here, it's not really smelly at all. Okay, let's all prepare ourselves because it's definitely watery in here too. Like I said, everything's been decomposing, and it's been decomposing in an anaerobic environment, which means without oxygen. That's why you put the holes in the sides of the containers. Oxygen can get in and the good bacteria and fungi can break everything down. The other containers that I'm about to dump them in here, when I'm dumping it regularly, not a problem. But because I'm about to take them from all winter and they've just been decomposing in a deoxygenated state, that's the smelly bacteria. Okay. Okay, compost is done. That was good. That was one thing off the list that I'd really been putting off and needed to get done. I'm going to clean off the container that we use inside a little bit later. But now I think it's time to move on to the second part of today and to start on some spring cleaning. So the plan is to start in the front garden beds first. So I've sort of gotten into the habit of not really doing much fall cleanup. I try and leave most of the leaves, leave the stuff in the ground so that the bugs and everything have a place to go, place to hide, place to lay their eggs, because I need the insects in the spring. The goal is not to pick up every single little leaf. I know that's not going to happen. That's impossible. But just trying to, get things a little bit cleaner. So this is the heath that I want to have basically as a border. This purple heath. They have it in white as well, but we tend to like color. The goal was to have the heath be there to sort of collect or contain the soil so that it doesn't spill onto the driveway and the sidewalk. Okay, it's not exactly their final placements, and I'm gonna have to be careful because there's definitely some daffodils coming up in some of the areas that I want to put the heath, but just to give you an idea of what it looked like or what it's going to look like. And the heath is really nice because if some of you haven't seen this before, it's pretty much an evergreen here. So it has these really nice pink blooms in the spring, and I think it reblooms a little bit in the autumn, and the rest of the time it's evergreen. So I really like it as a hedge. I've seen it as a hedge and I really like it as a hedge, so I'm going to try and do that in this space. But I am going to plant these tomorrow. I'm probably going to dump what I have here in the basket and maybe try and clean up a little bit more of the front, and that'll probably be it for today. I'm gonna start cutting back some of the perennials. So this is some hellebore that I bought. Now originally when I bought these hellebores, I think it was 6 of them. And I think there was these white ones, which they did fine. There was 3 purple ones that never really took. Although I think I see one that's kind of struggling, but she's trying. But the white ones actually did okay. You can see they're starting to come up. So I hope you can see that we got things, although not perfect, definitely cleaned up. You can see some things starting to try and poke their heads up for the spring, some of the daphs, the hellebores, and you can see here are the new ones that I bought that I will probably plant tomorrow. So you'll see that probably on the next video. Just got things starting to get cleared away. Same thing over here. Definitely some more work to do. I have to get the heather planted. There's a few more things I have to clean up and cut back on this side. But, you know, we're starting to get ready for spring, so that's really exciting. And since I unfortunately can't do this with all of my time, and I do have to stay employed, I have to stop for today, even though I probably wouldn't mind keeping going maybe after I had some lunch. So that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me as I start off with some spring cleaning, getting ready for the coming season, getting ready for the better weather. So I'll be back tomorrow doing some more cleaning, doing a little bit of planting, but really just getting everything geared up so I could spend some more time outside. So until next time, guys, I hope you get to get outside and enjoy your garden.